Boom, I'm in the room. Welcome everybody. Give me some of that. So, what a week it's been. God, love a duck. I'm coming to you, this is live on a Saturday from the Old Heale Manor. And I'm your host, Lord Heale. Now, last Sunday, I went over to Royal Enfield in Brockenhurst to see what the new bike's going to look like. They had two versions of it over there. They had the black and gold one, which is the one I'm going to get, and they had the white one. And I had a really good chance to have a good look around it. And I must say, I saw up at the London bike, the Birmingham bike show, and I liked it then. But there's so many people up there. I didn't have a really good opportunity to have a proper butcher's at it. But yeah, I got to have a look at it at the over at Royal Enfield in Brockenhurst. Really liked it. Really happy I've made the right decision to downsize to this new Royal Enfield Himalayan or Himalayan. Depends on how you want to say it. While I was there, I also managed to get an interview with the sales manager. Now, she's lovely, Claire. If you've not had a chance to have a look at it yet, there's a link in the description to the video where I did the interview with her. There's also a couple of shorts from that video. So if you haven't seen it, go and have a look. What else have we been up to? Well, I had quite a busy week. Was it Monday? It was either Monday morning or Tuesday morning. I can't quite remember which. But I had to go and give a blood test. I had 4 different forms. Now, I told them I had 4 different forms. What they should have done is booked in 4 different appointments, but for the same time. They didn't. Anyway, she said, it's not your problem, it's theirs. But there was one of the forms needed a second form to go with it. So she gave me that form back. So I had to contact the department, the rheumatology department, and ask for another or this other form to be sent out to go with this other form. And so I had to book another blood test. So I had the other blood test yesterday, Friday. So now all I have to do is wait for the results. I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm still waiting for the appointment to go and see the young ladies for this new pill. So that's ongoing. Anyway, Monday I've got the X-rays. I've got to have a chest X-ray, and I've got to have my hands and my feet X-rayed to see how they've been changing, because it's just pain at the moment. And the old hip, the right hip's been giving me some absolute jip just lately. But it's just on top of everything else. I mean, it's just keep popping the bloody pills and hope that the pain goes away. But what else have we been up to? Well, God blimey, did you see the rugby this weekend? Just finished watching the last game, the Wales-Scotland game. God, what a game. Wales were down 20 at the half. Scotland came back the second half. Boom, they got another try. 27-0 down, Wales. And then they clawed it back to within 1 point. So they get a losing bonus point. What a game. Yeah, I'll put my hand up. I was rooting for Scotland. so I'm quite pleased with that win. Did you see the earlier game? Italy, England. Didn't Italy play well? I mean, obviously not well enough to beat England, but it was a close game. They never gave up. So I think Italy's going to do fairly well in this competition. I mean, they're up against some stiff opposition. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna be a proper test for whoever goes up against them next. And then you got the other game called last night. Who was it? Ireland, France. Oh, France didn't bother turning up, did they? So it looks like all three away games, or all three away teams, won. And good luck, Scotland. I mean, the first time they've won in Wales in 22 years. So I was quite pleased with that. What else have we been up to this week? Well, not a lot other than that. Well, kind of have been sort of ticking over busy, been doing stuff. I ordered some new racking for the old toy shed. Getting fed up with stuff piled up all over the place, so I've ordered these shelves, and they came, and I've put them together, and they don't quite fit. So I've got to do a bit more moving about of stuff to be able to get them to fit in the old toy shed. Who knew? But first I've got to get rid of the bike table. So that's got to go. My mate's coming to pick that up at some stage in a not too distant future, and that'll give us the space. Once the multi-strada's gone, then that's where the racking's going to go, and I'm going to have a little bit of a jig about. Now the Bantam project, what it needs to make it look a little bit better is it needs 2 wheel rims. So I've managed to find somebody that will do the real wheel rims, that replace the rims, put the new spokes in and all the rest of it. So I've sourced a couple of rims and some new spokes, and yeah, it's going to cost us about £150 a wheel to get done. It's what it is, unfortunately, but it will transform the bike. It'll make it look so much better. So that's the next project that's going to happen. So I just have to get hold of the company to get the rims, get them sent here, and then take them down, take the wheels off, take them down to this bloke who's going to redo them, because it's a specialised job, you know. It's not straightforward to sort of re-spoke a wheel. You have to get it all right, else it goes all wonky. And the last thing you want is a wonky wheel. Well, I don't want a wonky wheel anyway. So that's that. What else is going on? Well, that's it, really. This coming week, I've got my chest x-rays on Monday, this coming Monday. And then the rest of the week, I've got the drop-in over in Portsmouth on Wednesday. And just prior to that, I've got the old Buns and Banter at the Lee Hub. Looking forward to that, because we didn't have one in January. So it'll be the first one of the year. Meet up with some of the old folks that we normally turn to on this one. And it's quite good fun, the old Buns and Banter. Cup of tea and some nice little sandwiches and little cakes and things like that. They look after us there. And then obviously Thursday is the Voss meeting again. So now, did you see Thursday's everyday conversations regarding mental health? I had this guy on, he's ex-US Navy, but he suffers from Tourette's. Now you might think that there's an awful lot of swearing involved in it, but he's managed to train himself, instead of swearing, he says Shakespeare. Shakespeare. Had an awful lot of Shakespeare, but a really, really interesting chat with him, and how it affects his life and his mental well-being, and how he's managed to work his way through it. And what he does now, he's a writer. So he's writing sort of fiction type books, science type fiction books. Really, really interesting. So that was a fascinating conversation I had with him. This coming week, all being well, old mate of mine, Martin, hopefully he's gotten over his stinking man flu, and he's going to come on. He is a psychological nurse for Op Courage. So pass the word around. Anybody that's wanting to know a bit about Op Courage and what they do, how they look after veterans. It's all parcel of how the NHS are trying to do things better for veterans. Talking of veterans, God dear, I know I've had a palaver. What a palaver. Trying to apply for me veterans ID card. Oh, I've had so much dramas. I don't know what I've done wrong. I really don't know what I'm doing wrong with it. But there you go. It's these things are sent to try you. But that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all about overcoming tech. Yeah. So there was a problem with me one time login or something. I don't know. Anyway, I've contacted them. They're sorting it out, doing one thing and another. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get it eventually one day. Now I missed out when I retired. They brought it in a couple of months after I actually retired, where they gave you it straight away. Such is life. These things are sent to try you. But that's about all that's happened this week. It's been one of those weeks. Nearly put me back out, mind, putting the bloody shelves up. Sorting the toy shed out. Oh dear, was I almost in trouble. But happy days, I got away with it. I survived. I survived it. Amazing. So next week we've got some stuff going on. If there's any Royal Anglians out there, either current or past, Royal Anglians that live in a Solent area, I'm hosting the Royal Anglian Big Breakfast 24 again over at Hornet Services Sailing Club on the 24th, Saturday the 24th of Feb. Let me know if you're in the area and you want to come along to that breakfast. The regiment's paying for it for the veteran. If you're quite welcome to bring your spouse along, however, they will need to pay for their breakfast. That's all they say. But the veteran gets it for free, which is nice. Other than that, we're doing all right. We're doing okay. We're surviving. Just. So that's about it for this week from the old Heale Manor. Hopefully you like what I do. If you do, don't forget, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. Click the like button. It's always nice to get a click on the like button. Don't particularly like the dislike button. Give us a thumbs up, not a thumbs down. And yeah, stick a comment in. If there's anything that you want to know about, let me know. Talking about letting you know about, it's going to be a new series as I go through. The first one is the start of the Royal Enfield Himalayan journey. So I've done the first one, and that's what the interview is all about. So that's going to carry on. Going to do another video when I get the bike and the process of handing the bike over. And then I'm going to do the first couple of rides out on it, do a review on that, and then take it back in for its 300 mile service, because it has to be serviced at 300 miles. and they said that they'll let me into the workshop, and I can film them doing the actual first service on it. And then I'm going to be doing some trips on it. Already got one trip all planned and booked out. We're booked on a ferry at the beginning of June. We're going from Portsmouth to Cherbourg. Going to start off doing the beaches in Normandy before heading sort of east and then south, going to doing some of the classic riding roads. We're going to be doing some battlefield sites. We're going to be doing some now and then battlefield site photographs. We're going to Munich. We're going to do the Großglockner. We're going to do the Berchtesgaden and the Eagle's Nest. Last time we didn't manage to get the Eagle's Nest or the Großglockner because there was snow and we couldn't get up there. So we're open. We're a few weeks later this time, so hopefully we'll get it. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may leave the boys there and go somewhere else, or I might go up to Paderborn and do the Monastir Dam and one of the castles, which is a museum up around the Paderborn area, before I leave the boys. But I'm going to do an extra week. So the old Riding Through History series is going to be revamped again this year. Then when I get back off of that, it'll be the Adventure Bike Riders Festival. And hopefully I'm going to do some more stuff on there. So I've got a fairly busy year this year. So hopefully you're going to come along the journey with me. I'm also going to look at doing maybe some of the Connex, the Rolling Thunder rides. So if I do those, then I'll film those as well. But I've got a few other things in the pipeline that I want to go and do this year with the new bike. So until next Saturday, hopefully when I do another live from the old Heale Manor. So until then, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.